And then you begin to appreciate being able to walk and run and enjoy yourself like you hope everybody can. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. That's probably why we're here tonight.
That's exactly why we're here. And even though Jim is an athlete and is a person that appreciates his physical ability and his physical presence, we all do take it for granted too much. And so consequently, if ever there was a time when you could call and sort of reinforce what we're doing, right now is the time.
Yeah, it really is. It's nice to know so many people in South Florida care. And when you walk around and people start asking about the telethon, you realize how special an area we have. And by the amount of money we raise every year, it reinforces that value. And I know this year won't be any different.
We hope not. Jim, thank you for stopping by. God bless you and continued success.
Thank you, Chuck. Good seeing you again.
Jimmy Cepolo, everybody. Thank you. Here's another member of the Channel 4 News staff who's with us, Ileana Bravo.
Thank you, Chuck. Es mi primer telemaratón de distrofia muscular y en las horas que hemos estado en el aire he podido pensar algunas cosas que quizás no pienso normalmente en la vida que tenemos. Mira a los alrededores de suyo, cuando tú piensas que tienes tantos problemas, esos problemas tan terribles, el carro no arranca por las mañanas, llegaste tarde al trabajo, el bebé no quiso comer toda la comida, todas esas cosas tan horribles que uno piensa que no se pueden resolver en nuestras vidas. Pero nunca se han puesto a pensar en las personas esas que tienen una enfermedad como distrofia muscular, los problemas que tienen ellos. Esos sí son problemas. Y si algún día tú quieres darle gracias por todo lo que tú tienes, la forma de dar gracias es ayudar a esas personas que tienen mucho menos, que están enfermas. No dejen de llamar nuestros teléfonos. Para las personas que hablan español, 865-5200. Por favor, necesitamos su ayuda. Chao.
Gracias. You know, it's true what Jimmy Cepolo said, and Ileana. We live in an international city, one that we can be very proud of, because it is made up of a mixture of people from all over the world. But when it comes down to a disease or the diseases of muscular dystrophy, it doesn't really care where you come from or how you speak or what you look like or anything else. By the way, we're going to sort of start something new this year, and I guess I will have to admit that I'm looking forward to it. In the wee small hours of the night and the morning, which are coming up just right around the corner, we're going to sort of trade places here, and Dick Fennell and Ileana Bravo and Ed Odell and I are going to sort of back off for a while. I'd like to introduce the two gentlemen that are going to move into the Dade County portion and take over. And would you join me from She Radio, WSHE? How about Mr. Jim McBean? Let's give him a warm welcome, everybody. James, welcome.
Good to be here.
Nice to have you here. And the gentleman that is going to be co-hosting with you, and an old friend of mine from way back, and we welcome him back to our telethon with open arms, Manolo Reyes. Hey-o. Welcome.
Thank you very much. It is a privilege and an honor to be again with you and with Jim and the whole crew.
I know that you guys are just going to keep that tote board a-hopping over there.
Well, I think I see it going up in numbers just since I got here in the last hour or so. But the wee hours of the morning, I have some listeners.
Okay. I know you do. There's one-eyed crapshooters and insomniacs.
Yeah, and they're going to dig down deep. I say deep in their wallets.
I'm going to want to show up in the morning and really catch them. Meanwhile, thank you, Jim and Manolo. And right now, let's go up to Dick Fennell in Broward County. Take it away, Richard.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Chuck. Well, we've still got an enthusiastic audience, and everybody in Broward County is always enthusiastic every time our telethon hits the air. And here we are right in the middle of the Super Show. So don't forget our number in Broward County, 525-1985. You know, you've heard talk about myasthenia gravis and ALS, and a lot of technical sounding names, and people say, well, now, what is muscular dystrophy? Let's see if I can wrap that up for you. Muscular dystrophy is a group of similar diseases marked by wasting and progressive weakness of the muscles which control the body movement. There is no cure for muscular dystrophy. Now, most forms of MD are inherited from generation to generation. It's not contagious. About 2/3 of the cases, unfortunately, are children. Now, the symptoms may appear any time between birth and adolescence. It can strike anyone at any age, even without a family history. Dystrophy is detected from researching family history and clinical examinations, and then there are muscle biopsies and electromyograms and blood and urine tests, but there is no cure. So how do we beat it, you say? Well, we simply try to delay the muscle weakening with physical therapy, exercise programs, orthopedic appliances, surgery, and drugs. Now, all of this just helps to buy extra time for the muscular dystrophy patient. Now, without your money and your love, none of these things are available for our kids. So look, you've been thinking about it. Won't you just pick up your phone, which is something a lot of our kids cannot do, and pledge $1, $5, $10, whatever you feel you can give. It will help buy them a little more time and maybe save their lives. Will you do it? 525-1985 in Broward County. We've got all these lovely people and hundreds more telephone operators standing by, waiting for your calls right now. You might even get lucky and get hold of this lovely young lady from Fort Lauderdale, Miss Teen, Lena Phillips, who's sitting right here on the end with our telephone. So remember, that number is 525-1985, and you can imagine how many guys would like to have gotten her phone number. But you got her number now, 525-1985. That's what it is. Okay, let's see what we're going to do right now. Eddie, I think you're standing by over here to tell us really something important.
That's right. We're asking you for your money, and we want you to know where it's going. It's very important that you send us your money for Jerry's Kids. Let me tell you something. Broward County MDA provides so many services. These services are really free. That's right, they're free. Now, you realize that nothing really is free. But these services include free diagnosis and follow-up care. If a physician suspects that a person has a muscular dystrophy disease, then the physician can get that person to a doctor, get them over to the services. The services, they check them out, they try to find out what's going on with them, and those services are provided free. Nothing is free. Someone has to pay. If a person has one of 40 diseases that come under muscular dystrophy, they get those services free. They get the checkup, the examinations, everything. That's where your money goes. It goes to help make sure that someone, no matter what their income, they have one of these diseases, they get those services for free. You have a chance to help people. Pick up the phone, call us, help Jerry's Kids. Dick?
Thank you, Eddie. To borrow the title from a very popular song years ago, you've got their world in your hands, and all you have to do to bring the magic and make it work is call 525-1985. Well, now, Chuck told you a few minutes ago that we were going to do something a little new, and that something new is give we old men a little bit of a break. But we're going to introduce a fellow to you right now who's the nighttime host of 96X Radio, Dave Caprita. Hey, David. Welcome aboard, partner.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Dave spins the platters and keeps all the, as Chuck said, all the insomniacs up.
Yeah, well, actually, it's, I guess you could say nighttime host. The time I get up around 4:30 in the morning, but actually it's 6 to 10 in the morning.
Oh, is it? Well, you start out in the nighttime.
Yes, it's very dark, but I figured since I get up at 4:30 anyway, that get up a few hours earlier and keep some people company tonight. We have the changing of the guard, and of course, you guys have been keeping company the people that are getting ready to go to bed. And if that's not what you have in mind, then stay with us, and we'll be here till I guess about 8:30 in the morning and watch the sunrise together.
Okay, David. Well, we'll be watching you, and good luck to you. I'll try to do a little snoozing. Just stand right here, because right now we're going to throw it back to our good friend Chuck Zink.
Okay, thank you, Dick and Ileana are here. We're just sitting here chatting a little bit because, you know, when we get involved in the telethon, and you do get involved in it, it isn't something you just slide in and do it. It's not a show. I know that it is a show as far as our viewers are concerned, but to us, I guess it becomes a little different. I was just thinking, watching the different young people that are on from Las Vegas, etc., and sitting in wheelchairs. Imagine being a parent and having to tell your kid that he's not going to make it.
Imagínese ser un padre y tener un hijo que tiene distrofia muscular y tener que decirle a ese niño que no va a poder vivir.
Imagine trying to tell him that he's not going to live to be an adult. To fulfill a childhood ambition that we all take for granted of going around and saying to their mom and dad, well, when I grow up, I'm going to be...
Tener que decirle a ese niño que no va a poder crecer, que no va a poder llegar a ser adulto, que no le va a poder preguntar, bueno, y cuando tú crezcas, cuando seas adulto, ¿qué vas a hacer? ¿Qué vas a hacer con tu vida?
Growing up, you know, is the only time he has to realize life. It's sort of hard to find the words you say. Well, what do you say? You could tell him that he's not alone, that he has a lot of special little friends that are just like he is.
Crecer y llegar a ser adulto es una parte tan importante de la vida. ¿De qué forma tú le explicas? Decirle, bueno, no estás solo, hay otros niños, miles de niños, igual que tú, que tienen el mismo problema.
And you could say, now listen, there are a lot of very special doctors and there are researchers in laboratories that are looking to find a cure.
Y decirle, bueno, hay muchos médicos, hay miles de especialistas que están investigando esta enfermedad para tratar de encontrar una cura para la distrofia muscular.
And there's one other thing you could say. You could tell him that people all over the world are volunteering their time, like the people right here at the Conover and up at the Marriott, and how they donate their hard-earned money to help.
Quizás decirle otra cosa, que hay muchas personas que sí les importa lo que le va a pasar a ese niño. Miles de personas como los voluntarios que están aquí con nosotros esta noche tratando de llegar a tener más dinero para esos niños, para encontrar una cura.
And you could also tell him about all the kids that are out collecting in their cans, their coffee cans, and their plastic bags. You could tell him that.
Hasta los mismos niños que andan con unas laticas para recoger los kilitos de las personas que les dan para ayudar a encontrar la cura.
But Ileana, do you really tell your child that he's going to die from muscular dystrophy?
Pero ¿cómo poder decirle a ese niño que va a morir?
But maybe someday if we keep working and they keep looking and we keep searching, we won't have to.
Pero quizás nunca tendrás que decírselo, porque si hay una cura para distrofia muscular, no será necesario.
So if ever we need your help, it is right now. We don't expect people to call up and say, oh, pledge $1,000. $2 can make the entire difference. $2 can light one little light, but a big light in somebody's heart that has dystrophy. Think about it. Right now, it's time for a brand new total on Here We Go! Drum roll, $110,415. Thank you, South Florida. $110,000. Isn't that great?
That's a good money.
All right, and now let's go back to Las Vegas and the Jerry Lewis Super Show.
Welcome back to the Super Show. In this segment, Donald O'Connor, Carol Lawrence, Emmanuel Lewis, the cast of A Chorus Line and Dames at Sea, and Frank Sinatra.
Welcome back to the Conover Hotel. I'm Jim McBean. I've got the night vigil. We got people in the audience out there still tonight? We just want to make sure you're here. I've got the night vigil tonight on up to the wee hours of the morning. We're going to be going, I don't know, 9, 10. It's hard to say how late I'm going to be here. Manolo Reyes is with me. I call him the doctor, and we're going to be hearing from him from time to time tonight. Now, the one thing that happens when we cut away and go to Las Vegas is our phones stop ringing or they slow down a bit. We want to make sure you folks get on the phones and get on the phones like now, okay? Once again, the number's in Dade, 865-1985, in Broward, 525-1985. I'm hearing those phones ring already. Now, I've got some listeners out there that listen to the Herman and McBean Morning Show on WSHE, and we know that you're up. We know that you're with us. It's Labor Day weekend, and we like to see you folks get on those phones. Come on, dig down deep in those wallets, okay? Make those phones ring here. We're at the Conover Hotel in Miami Beach. There's a new dude that's up in Fort Lauderdale at the Marriott Hotel, Dave Caprita. He's new on the scene at 96X. We're going to be talking with him in just a little bit of time. I've been hanging out reading about muscular dystrophy. We have a bit of a videotape that we'd like to show to you. It's called Strength, and it tells you about how muscular dystrophy can destroy families. Here it is.
I'm Ellen Michaels. Pete and I are waiting in the reception area at the clinic. 7 years ago, we became parents. And 3 years ago, we found an inner strength. Marie Ann will be 8 soon. She has brown hair, brown eyes, the most perfect smile in the world, and muscular dystrophy. She's in physical therapy right now. That beautiful little girl has to learn how to walk with braces. Tears my heart out to think about it. Thank God for those braces. Some of the kids at the clinic can't even walk. We never expected anything like this to happen to us. You read about those things. We didn't even know what MD was. Sure, we stayed up and watched the telethon. I loved Jerry Lewis. But it was getting late, and we never did get around to calling in and making a donation. How do you find the strength not to cry when you watch your daughter playing school and you know she'll probably never live to be a teacher? You just do. How do you find the strength not to spoil her rotten at Christmas because you know this might be the last Christmas? You just do. And how do you find the strength to meet each new day as if there was no problem and that the future held excitement and promise? You just do. It's not easy to find that strength, but you do. Oh, you still hope you'll wake up and find out it's just a nightmare, but you won't, because it's not a nightmare. It's real. So you find the strength to treat Marie Ann like any other kid, and you find the strength to live from day to day, and you pray for a miracle. And now we watch that telethon as if our lives depended on it, because they do. And you find the strength to pray that total strangers will give money for research. Maybe they won't find a cure in time for Marie Ann, but we pray for the kids that haven't been born yet. Somehow, you find the strength. And when I look at my daughter, I find the strength.
Strength. A lot of people think strength is a football player. A lot of people think strength might be a professional wrestler. But this morning, strength is strength in numbers. Strength is the number of people who can pick up the telephone and give us a call and make a pledge. That's what strength is this morning for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. There are over 2 million people that work nationwide, every year, all year long, for muscular dystrophy. And this is the antithesis of all of that work, is this telethon tonight, this morning, whatever hour it is for you. Strength in numbers is what it's about. Strength in the number of people who care. And we want to make sure that you do care, because as we reminded you earlier tonight, back here, you see the wheelchair, you see the heart, and the number of lights that light up on that indicate the number of people who are calling us and making their pledges. The number of people that light up those lights on that chair there shows us how much strength there is here in South Florida to help fight muscular dystrophy. So take the time. It doesn't take much strength for you to pick up the telephone. Give us a call, Dade 865-1985, Broward 525-1985, and Espanol 866-5200. Strength in numbers. Take the strength. It doesn't take much for you to pick up the telephone and give us a call, and it will mean a lot for Stronger Tomorrows for people that have muscular dystrophy. That's what it's about here tonight. We're seeing lights come on already. Manolo, I'm going to hand it to you for just a little while here, and you can talk about strength.
Thank you very much, Jim. It is a great pleasure to work with you and come back to Channel 4 with all these wonderful people and all the listeners. We are depending on all of you. Estamos dependiendo de ustedes. Precisamente hemos vuelto después de 25 años en un día como hoy a este telemaratón de la distrofia muscular para solicitar de ustedes la fortaleza de tomar el teléfono y llamar. Esa silla que ven ahí se iluminará por cada llamada y puede ser un mínimo, $2, $3. Hay muchas personas despiertas en estos momentos. Estamos dependiendo de ustedes. Hace poco en el tape que acabamos de ver se decía qué fortaleza se necesita para no llorar ante un hijo que tiene distrofia muscular? ¿Qué fortaleza se necesita precisamente para no llorar cuando se sabe que estas serán las últimas crismas, navidades de una persona? Por eso yo le pido a todos los que hablan español, a todos los hispanos de estas áreas, que llamen al 866-5200. Yo no quiero que ese teléfono cese de sonar constantemente. Aquí estaremos para contestarles a todos ustedes. Date en español, 866-5200. Por favor, llámenos, que su teléfono, su llamada contribuirá a un éxito y a un beneficio. And now, Dave Caprita in Broward.
All right. Good morning. Good evening. What is this? It's a strange time of the night, but we're glad to have you here. We have a great crowd here in the Broward, part of our muscular dystrophy telethon. Go ahead. I deserve it. Thank you, everybody, for coming by. And we invite, if you've just come in from partying out at one of the late-night places in the Broward area, come on by the Marriott where we are on the 17th Street Causeway. We'd love to see you come by here and do a little bit of partying for a good cause. We've got a Broward total here. You've heard about the total that Jim McBean and will be bringing to you a little bit later on, but we have a total of our own $39,546 from Broward County. Isn't that great? That's a great total. $39,546. And we are going to try to double or hopefully triple that when the sun comes up. So you stay with us. We got a lot more great entertainment in store for us. I'm going to get kind of personal here. You know, we got the Hurricane Elena everybody's concerned about, and we'll find out more about that a little bit later on, I presume. But I got some family up there. I got a little daughter that lives up there that we're going to try and keep an eye on and see exactly what's happening around the Pensacola area. Those things aren't anything to fool with. But, you know, it's bad enough to worry about kids without the hurricanes, you know, especially when they get to be teens and when they start growing up. And, you know, it makes you think. Just imagine that you are a parent of a child with muscular dystrophy. Now, how do you tell your child he's not going to live to adulthood, to fulfill his childhood ambition of, when I'm going to grow up, well, I'm going to be, you know, you hear this all the time from other kids, and that growing up will be the only time he has to realize life. Now, it's hard to find the words when you say, well, what do you say? You could tell him that he's not alone. You could tell him about the many other special children and adults like him. You tell him about the wonderful doctors in the clinics and the research laboratories around the country who will do everything humanly possible to help him. And you can tell him how people all over the world volunteer their time and donate their hard-earned money, just like this weekend, just to help people like him. You tell him how millions of children, even younger than he is, collect money and bring it into the telethon just because they want to help him. But how do you really tell your child he's going to die from muscular dystrophy? Well, maybe someday you won't have to, and we're looking forward to you helping us make that someday real soon, because these telethons aren't going to be happening year after year, but they will as long as we have to make them happen. So we invite you to give us a call now at 525-1985, so that someday will be over with real quick. 525-1985, and be as courageous getting up out of your chair and going to the telephone as some of these folks that we've heard from already. We want to thank Marie Prater for giving us a call earlier this evening from Fort Lauderdale, donated $50. And Mrs. Green of Deerfield Beach, thank you, Mrs. Green, for $5. We had an E. Winters calling from Margate a little bit earlier, around midnight, donated $10. Some of the other folks that we've heard from, Mrs. Buckstein of Sunrise, $25. $5 from Ms. Marion, I believe that's Rantle or Pantle. If I mispronounced it, call us again and donate some more money. They're from Palmetto Beach. That's a good boy, isn't it? E. Nussbaum from Lauderhill. And $5 from them. Man and Block from North Miami Beach, great, and donated some money to the Broward section here, $5. So we want to thank you very much for your donations. Also, Mary Papsick, I believe that is, from Tamarack, donated $10. So it's your turn now. 525-1985 is the number to get in touch with us here. And I'd love, while we're watching the Jerry Lewis Telethon a little bit later on, for you to come by and say hello to me. Love to talk to you and see what you've been up to. We have some activities going on this Labor Day weekend, and since we don't have a hurricane in our area, we invite you to drop by some of these places that are in your neighborhood that'll be doing things, if not tonight, tomorrow. At the Omni International Mall, for example, they'll be raising money for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Hollywood Fashion Center, Also, the California Club Mall has some great plans that you can check into tomorrow to raise money for the telethon. And don't forget, we will be here till tomorrow evening when Chuck and Dick come back. And we invite you to stay with us. And even if you go to some of these activities, we invite you to keep in touch with us and see what's happening on the Jerry Lewis Telethon. Also, a couple other places, the Surf Rider Resort and also the International Mall have a few activities going on that you can check into tomorrow. So, what else we got going on? Coming up in just a few minutes, we have the Jerry Lewis Telethon returning. But first, let's return to Dade County. And my buddy Jim McBean from WSHE is going to tell us what's happening down there. Jim?
Thank you, Dave. I think it's time we lighten things up a little bit. Normally, I do a morning show on the radio, and here I'm on TV, and this is great. They tell me I've got 5 minutes to just sit here and kind of suck up the time and look back at you. No, I'm going to talk about muscular dystrophy in just a little bit more time, but we've got a lot of volunteers down here at the Conover Hotel that I've been talking to when we've been off camera that want to take a little time and get on camera so you get a chance to look at we've got the good-looking people out in front here. Now, we're going to be bringing them out all night, but let me take you over here and just let you get to know a couple of these people here that you might be talking to on the telephone. Are you busy already? You're taking a pledge already. Okay, now who we have here? Kathy?
Kathy, yeah.
Is this, you do this every year, Kath?
No, this is my first year.
Ooh, your first year, and you're filling out all the forms correctly and everything, aren't you? Okay.
You're a phone call.
You got a phone call. Your phone's ringing. You got to get busy here. Now look at this. You're taking up everyone's time here. We're going to go in the back. We're going to find out who else is here. Now, Laura, right?
Yes.
Okay, Laura, this is your first time this year also?
First time down here, yeah. I've done it before.
Where?
In Connecticut.
I've done it before in Connecticut. It almost sounds obscene, but it's good. Well, you're a volunteer and you're here all night long. Are you going to stay all the way through the end of the telethon?
Yes, I will.
Okay, and who else do we have here? I just want to get you before you get all real busy.
Ida Marie.
Ida Marie, huh? And then next to you, you have Marilyn and so on and so forth down there. We'll come back. We'll talk to some more of these people as the time goes on. But they're taking their time to answer the telephones that you're ringing. Are you ringing those telephones? A little low on the lights here. A little bit low on the lights. We got to get these lights. When you get all these lights lit up, then that means that all the lines are busy. So obviously, if you picked up and called us right now, you're going to be able to get through and make your pledge. Now, you saw some of the pledges earlier tonight from Jerry Lewis. I mean, they were getting pledges from 7-Eleven for $1 million, and they were getting pledges from McDonald's for $1 million, and you were saying, oh, $1 million, you know. $1 from you is enough, you know. $10 is even better. I was reading some information a little bit earlier that says that most of the people, like 75 or 80% of the people that make pledges to muscular dystrophy may make maybe a $5 pledge, and by the time they actually come to paying their pledge, it turns into $15. So take the time. Give us a call, Dade 865-1985, Broward 525-1985. Muscular dystrophy, it can be a very frustrating thing. Frustration is really the basis of it. Frustration can be a lot of things. For me, it can be getting stuck in the traffic on an expressway and not being able to balance my checkbook. I don't do that while I'm caught in my car. Or maybe play a good game of golf, because I can't play golf. That's very frustrating. The frustrating can be just living, you know, daily lives. For a person with muscular dystrophy, frustration is different. Frustration is really different. Imagine not being able to button a blouse or a shirt, something that you and I do every day. Or how about not being able to tie a ribbon in a little girl's hair, or cut your baby's birthday cake on his or her birthday, or being able to stand up and hug someone that you really love. The little ordinary everyday things that are really frustrating to the people that do have muscular dystrophy. They've got to live with it. And then the most important thing is knowing that it will only get worse. Imagine how frustrating it would be when your mind knows exactly what to do and wants to do so much about it, but your body can't respond. It's a feeling of being trapped. That's frustration. Next time you brush a tear from, say, a child's eye, or you hug someone special, remember the thousands of people who can't. And that's true frustration. Frustration is not seeing all these lights lit over here yet. So come on, let's lighten things up here. Pick up the telephone. Give us a call. In Dade, 865-1985. In Broward, it's 525-1985. In Espanol, 5200. I'm Jim McBean. I'm here at the Conover Hotel. Dave Caprito, he's at the Marriott Hotel in